I've nearly played through my first year, and after uploading my first tips and tricks video, I realized there's even more details that we all probably missed while playing. So if you're looking to optimize your playthrough or trying to figure out where to best focus your time, you're in the right place. Today, I'm diving into a few lesser-known strategies, game mechanics, and money-making tips to help make your life in Mistria easier. Tip number 1 is to clear weeds faster. In the combat skill tree, you can get a perk that allows you to jump and attack monsters. But I found another use. You can jump and attack grass. That helps you clear out a little more range that I found really helpful, especially in clustered areas. There's also another extremely helpful tip that someone shared in the comments that changed my life forever. You can set a custom input control that allows you to use a tool repeatedly without button mashing. This is not a preset tool and is something you'll have to set up in your controls. I found it so helpful, especially with mining and cutting down all these annoying weeds. Tip number 2 is more about shiny beads. Under the ranching skill tree, there's a level 1 perk called Care of Currency that says when animals eat crops, either by grazing or hand feeding, they will drop shiny beads. Personally, in every farm sim I've played, if there is an option to hand feed an animal, I absolutely will, because it's adorable. I've found that every time I hand feed an animal, it will always guarantee shiny beads. But if I let my animals graze outside, they just won't. If you want to stack shiny beads up faster, hand feed your animals every day. This will boost your branching perk, helping you level up faster to unlock even more shiny bead perks, and getting you closer to offering 100 beads to the chicken shrine for gold items and easy money. Tip number 3 is more sustainable and economical animal food. Speaking of weeds, in one of my save files, I cleared out too much and didn't get a lot of grass seed and hay drops, which is pretty frustrating because the economy in Mistria is a real struggle. 50 gold for animal feed? No thanks. So one day when I was feeding my animals, I accidentally button mashed too quickly and realized the egg I picked up was gone. The chicken ate its own egg. I tested this further and discovered chickens and cows will eat forageables as well as their own byproducts. This is kind of interesting news, because if you stock up on a lot of berries or water chestnuts, these are already so low in terms of value and they're just not worth selling. This means you can save up on your grass feed and hay to craft better quality animal food in later game, which will likely give you better quality drops from your animals. Also, another important tip to note is be careful if you leave your crops out, because animals can eat those too. Tip number 4 is one I always struggle with. It's to cook sooner. In early game, I wasn't too keen on leveling up my cooking because honestly, it was about the money for me. I noticed that some of the cooked products hardly sold for more than the ingredients it actually takes to make them, even the ones in early game like trail mix and coconut milk. I decided to test this out by selling a variety of items: a hard-boiled egg, a wild berry scone, roasted chestnuts, trail mix, and bread. Then I shipped the finished products and received 504 gold. Then I did a little time travel and sold the exact raw ingredients and quantity it takes to make each of those finished products, and I received only 377 gold. That's only 127 gold profit for selling cooked items. But I'm telling you, there's value in this because there's a lot of great perks under the cooking skill tree that reduce cook time, help you restore stamina and health, and even give you extra heart points if it's someone's like dish. If you're just starting out and wondering the best items to level up your cooking, some of the easiest is trail mix in the spring, coconut milk in the summer, roasted chestnuts and bread in the fall, which leads me to tip number 5. Get that bread. Literally. Earlier on, I wish I had leveled up my cooking skill from trail mix so I could craft higher quality items in preparation for the fall. Because in the fall, if you have repaired the mill, you can harvest wheat to make flour, which you can easily craft into bread. Wheat alone is a crop that regrows every 3 days after the first harvest and sells for 150 gold each. When you turn that into flour, it sells for 175 gold each. And then when you turn it into bread, it sells for 190. Personally, for me, I have found bread to be most profitable at 40 gold each. While it's a slow source of income as using the mill takes time as of early access, if you ever have a day you're not really sure what to do or don't have stamina and have some time to pass, this is a really great starting point to earning money. Tip number 6 is free tools and easy money with blacksmithing. Unlike many other farming sims where you hand over your tool to the blacksmith, they take it for a few days, and then you get it back, this game actually allows you to craft your own items for free. Correct. The cost up here isn't how much it costs to craft an item. It's how much you can sell it for. So if you take the mine seriously early on and load up on copper, you can craft the fishing rod and shovel free of charge. As for your other tools, I slowly upgraded each of mine over time and sold off my old tools. I also completed a quest for Celine where she asked for a copper shovel, and the quest reward was even greater than the sell price of the copper shovel itself. So keep grinding in the mines and checking that request board because it's one of the easiest ways to make money in your first year. Tip number 7 is the extra heart skill perk. When you unlock level 15 in ranching, there's a very helpful perk that gives animals starting on your farm, whether purchased from Hayden or bred using heart treats, an extra heart. If you're really hooked on the idea of breeding different color varieties, whether that's in early access or as the game develops, this perk gives you a little extra jumpstart to get to 2 hearts quicker. And then, once you level up to level 30 ranching, there's a perk that gives new animals on your farm an instant 2 hearts, which is amazing and means you can breed animals after just a few days. Tip number 8 is a very small guide on breeding and what we know so far. My color theory thought if you bred a red and a white chicken, you would get a pink chicken. I was wrong, and I got a yellow chicken. It turns out color variance will depend on each tier of the animal you're breeding. In order to reach the next tier, you must breed 2 animals of that same tier. Let's use chickens as an example to break it down a little bit more. In Tier 1, the first 3 colors of each animal you can purchase from Hayden are white, brown, and spotted. If you breed 2 colors within this tier, you'll reach Tier 2, which are colors that reflect more real-life examples like red, yellow, and gray. Once you breed 2 chickens from this tier, you'll reach Tier 3, which are pink, blue, and purple. You get the pattern, which will take you to a silver chicken at Tier 4 and a gold chicken at Tier 5. Tier number 6 is seasonal variants, and the way this works is kind of interesting. Whatever season you breed your Tier 5 chickens or other animals in will determine its color variety. So if you want, let's say, a skeleton chicken, you'll have to use 2 treats in the fall. Even if it's late in the fall and will likely be born in the winter, you'll still get that color variant. Tip number 9. I was going to call this "you can be even faster," but I might just call this now the need for speed, because one thing about Fields of Mistria that was hard to adjust to was how quickly the days go. I like keeping games on a medium to slightly high speed because I appreciate the grind, but after watering all my crops, I want to have that time to replenish my stamina, then hit up the mines, and have time to get home without passing out. The mines and blacksmithing skill tree are your best friends, aside from Ulrich and March. Once you reach level 30 in the blacksmithing skill, you can craft armor. That will sometimes result in an occasional hasty bonus, which grants you an additional 4% speed when worn. Likewise, when you reach level 30 in your cooking skill, you can unlock the speedy cooking perk, which will grant a speed buff once consumed. Personally, I had no idea that a lot of these skills existed when I first started the game, and I wish I had known these sooner so I knew how to best allocate all my skills, my time. Anyways, I am having so much fun with this game and plan on covering a comprehensive money-making guide and a deeper dive into the skill tree once I max out everything across the board and weigh out what's truly best to spend your essence and hard-earned money on. If you found these tips helpful and want to see more content like this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Fields of Mistria guides, tips, and gameplay. And hey, let me know in the comments if you've discovered any hidden tricks or if there's anything you'd like to see me cover next. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.